Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 9, the review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. Let's get into the recap of last week's episode first, and then we'll get into what happened in last night's episode.
Yes.
So let's recap last week's episode, Episode 8. Last episode, the couples were already moved into their new place and they decided to have a housewarming party. They played games.
Never have I ever.
I don't like this.
She's like a dead actress.
Taken a shower with the opposite sex.
Never have I ever ghosted someone after having sex with them.
They painted murals. They pretty much just try to get each other's friends and families together to see how they could socialize.
Forced interaction.
Pretty much. Let's move on to what happened in last night's episode, Episode 9. So in Episode 9, last night's episode, we're going to give you all the high points. As usual, we're not going to bore you to death with all the details. You know this episode, or these episodes are usually 2 hours long. We like to break it down to what's important, what's funny,
what's lit.
Pretty much. So let's get into it. So the show opens up with the couples living their everyday lives, and I have my handy dandy notes. They have been married for about 19 days at this point. They show Miles working on Karen's car. They show Amelia running to the store because Bennett is sick and she's going to get meds. So they're just showing how they're taking care of each other and living their daily life. Pretty much.
For 19 days.
Exactly. So next scene. Miles hires a chef.
He has his homeboy come over in the chef's jacket. I know Olive Garden back house when I see it.
I'm excited. Yeah, I enjoy that.
I think that Miles hit the nail on the head. Thank you. I mean, I think it's cute, but we've only been together for a little while, and Miles and I honestly still have a lot to learn about each other. I am ready. This is great. I don't know if this just a one-time thing, or is he going to continue to show me that he's thoughtful and sweet over the next...
He hired a chef to come over and cook a meal, or show him how to cook a meal for Karen, because he says he wants to learn how to cook for Karen so she doesn't have to cook all the time.
But once again, here's Miles overachieving in theory.
Yeah.
It's nice. He did what he did with the car. That's big ups.
Yeah.
Mad points for that. That's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Cooking, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You had your homeboy come over and show you how to cook thick spaghetti and clams, And I feel bad for her because she don't like him, but
even though she says, yes, this was a nice gesture, but me and Miles still have a lot to learn about each other. It's she can't even receive the niceness.
She always got an excuse because she don't like him.
She don't like him. I mean, it's just clear as day. No matter how good he does, she still got to come back with, yeah, but it's always a for everything. And I feel like Miles don't really have a real chance.
Yeah, he doesn't have a real chance. And I almost feel bad sometimes about going in on Karen because it's kind of not her fault. It's the situation. If this was a date, there wouldn't have been a second date.
That's for sure.
So now she's a person in a situation that's trying to kind of make it work, but her heart's not in it.
Her heart's not there.
And she probably is a genuine person. She doesn't want to hurt him, so she's like, chill, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, let's cut to the next scene. Next scene, they show Christina, and she's coming home from drinking with her friends and hanging out, and she decides to share her struggle with Henry about her being off her meds because she has ADD.
She got
what? Okay, so I've been off of my medicine for ADD, and I've secretly kind of been struggling with it, just trying to put on a good front, and it probably explains a few of my impatient moments. but I realize that, like, it kind of normalizes me. I think you'll see, like, a big change in me in a positive way.
She got what?
ADD. She says she has ADD, and this is part of the reason why she has been so impatient, or had impatient moments. It normalizes her, and she plans to get back on her meds, and maybe he will see a more positive side to her. What are our thoughts on this?
Yeah.
I don't want to call anybody out, and I don't want to discredit anyone who has
ADHD.
He does. Okay? He does.
And my ADHD has nothing to do with me being an ass.
You're just an ass.
Thank you. It's two separate things. If you mean and impatient, you mean and impatient. That ain't got nothing to do with your ADD. That's ADD. That's how you are inside. That's not how everyone like.
And though everybody may deal with stuff differently, I'll throw that little disclaimer out there. I think that she is taking this to a different level, and I hate to say that she's trying to figure out a way to make Henry feel bad for her and try to.
It sounds like she's using a 12-year-old child's excuse to why he can't pay attention in school, as to why you as a grown person are an ass to people. Yeah. They don't correlate. It don't work.
It doesn't.
Go back on your meds. Don't go back on your meds. I don't care. Yeah. But if you be an asshole to me, I'm going to be an asshole to you.
Yeah. And I just don't feel like ADD meds have such a strong impact on your personality. No. I've seen you use it. I've seen others use it. I've heard reviews about it. Like, I don't see how. I mean, has she used a different diagnosis, I would have been a little bit more like, oh, okay, then that makes sense. But ADD it's a little hard for me to receive that may have some facts behind it. But Henry bought it, and they seem to.
Henry didn't buy it.
He didn't.
You can tell when he don't buy it. Get to go.
He's like, what? What? Okay.
I thought you was gonna tell me you had an addiction or something for real that I could be like, oh, okay.
Right. He was very patient and kind with his response.
Was very boo. Yeah. As Henry always is. You can't read him.
Yeah, there's no post.
He might be a genius. By the end of the show, Henry might have turned out to be a genius.
It's true.
Got us all fooled.
It's true. Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene, Bennett is talking to Amelia and telling her how he feels better and thanks her for helping out and taking care of him. And then he alludes to the producers that when he started feeling better, they had sex. And they were both very giggly about it, and you can tell they're very happy. I mean, they're just so...
There was a brief moment when I was feeling a little bit better, and we were very tender with each other, very, like, close to each other physically, and things just kind of naturally progressed.
You guys had sex?
Yes.
We did. How do you feel about that?
I'm satisfied with our current level of physical intimacy.
They're very happy. I mean, they're just so weird. I'm so happy for them.
What did he say?
He's very satisfied with her level of intimacy.
Physical intimacy.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I've
if
never heard it put that way.
Ask you about our...
I'm very satisfied with his level of physical intimacy.
Elbow.
Bow.
What?
Oh, it sounds like a survey question. All right, you guys. Let's move on to the next scene. The couples are sent questions and love-related topics to their house by the experts to discuss their views on these things to see if they're on the same page. First up, Olivia and Brett are discussing their assigned questions, and Olivia gets really irritated by Brett's sarcasm.
Like, what can you do to show up to me?
I think that it'll mostly be fireworks displays and sick jumps with my BMX bike.
Do you have a BMX bike?
I'll get one.
For real?
Talking with Brett about love is exhausting. I feel like there's a time and a place for sarcasm, but being sarcastic all the time makes it very hard for me to understand what his views on what love is. So I think we just have to keep like doing things that you like to do, things that I like to do, and then eventually there'll be things that we like to do, and instead of just focusing on the big life like issues.
That sounds like the exact opposite of every good advice I've ever gotten in my life.
I actually think Brett was funny in this scene. He's usually an asshole. I'm sorry to say, Brett. I mean, he usually is, but I thought he was being funny, and yes, he could have answered the question seriously, but I think she was like getting really irritated, like, oh my God, this is exhausting to talk about love with him. Like, I don't know if she took it too far. What do you think?
Everything ain't always funny, come on.
Everything ain't always a joke.
Yeah, everything ain't always a joke. Nah, she's waiting on that affirmation.
Yeah.
And he's dangling it out there.
And making jokes.
Her and making jokes. And
she's not in a joking mood.
Yeah, she never is.
It's true too. That is true too. So she was getting pissed, and it's just like, oh my God, girl, you're not gonna make it with him because you get aggravated by everything he does. So I don't know how this is gonna work out, but
I couldn't be on the show.
Oh my gosh.
Because I would have passed on all of them.
You would have been out on day one.
Next.
Speaking of next, let's move on to the next scene. Next scene is Henry and Christina talking about their assigned questions, and she starts talking about her feelings and how she realizes why they're matched, and you can tell that they're starting to have like a genuine moment here, and I'm actually happy for them because
I think I'm finally like kind of starting to see exactly why I was matched with him.
What's going John?
Like, he doesn't yell. He's not mean. He just discusses things with me. And the more I find out about you, and the more comfortable I get with you, I'm like, I like him.
Yeah. Here. And I'm actually happy for them because the last 8 episodes have been the most awkward TV watching days of my life. Like, I just don't know why they have been so awkward, but they're starting to find their feet.
Okay.
You're not going for that?
19 days.
It has only been 19 days.
Come on, I didn't even know the real Patrick for the first 90 days of our relationship. So I mean, you think really I can't fake it for 19 days?
I'm just saying they seemed less awkward in this scene. That's all I got. And they seem like they're having a moment.
She likes the fact that Henry's a stable, sane person, and that he forces her to be more stable.
Well, she did say she was in a very tumultuous relationship prior to that. Prior to him.
She lie to people about where she lives.
I'm done. I'm moving on to the next scene. Next up is Amani and Woody. They're talking about their questions, and Woody reveals that he loves Amani, and I guess he was expecting her to say it back in return, but she was like, I definitely like you. I'm not to the point of love yet, and even if I was, I'm pulling myself back from there because I don't want to get hurt. Yeah, and it's only...
I do love you, I got love for you. There you go.
So you love me or you got love for me?
I love you and I got love for you. There you go.
He loves his wife. I'm his wife. I can't say that I'm like
deeply in
love with you. I think that I definitely like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel myself growing towards like being in love with you.
Real.
I think if anything, I'm stopping myself. I don't know if that's, I don't know, it's just, it's scary, yeah.
It hurt, yeah, and it's only been, what, a few
19
weeks?
19 days.
Yeah, so.
Bro, I've seen people butt naked and scared in the woods for 21 days. And they don't even love each other afterwards. You tell me, come on, 19 days, people.
Listen.
Love?
Listen.
If you tell me you love me in 19 days, I won't believe you, even if you do mean it later.
And And you can tell Woody's feelings were hurt. He felt like, it just sucks. It sucks. We'll leave it at that. It just sucks is what he said. When they try to ask him about how he felt that she's
moisturize your bun. And you might have got I love you. Look, bro, I got the bun too, but you got to keep it moisturized, brother.
I'm done.
Dry as the Sahara Desert.
I'm done. We're moving on to the next scene. Next up is Karen and Miles. They're at home in bed talking about their topics, and
they're home sitting on the bed.
Yes.
It's a difference.
And Karen begins to tell Miles that she doesn't feel like too many thoughtful gestures that are being shown her way does not feel genuine to her, and it doesn't make her feel special because she wonders, is this something that he does on a regular basis, or is he just trying to put on a front?
Once again,
I already know that he has a tendency to want to please people and make them comfortable, but I want to feel like we're building that genuine foundation and connection, and I don't feel like it's possible to build that unless both of you are being open and honest with what you need, what you want, and how you're feeling. I don't know. For me, it's always been a turn off when I feel like it's too much too soon, because then I wonder when
It's gonna end.
Yeah.
Once again, she comes up with another way to say she don't like him.
Miles can't win.
He's not gonna win.
He can't win. He can't win for doing good.
Can't win.
So he pretty much threw in the towel.
That's what I would do.
That's where I'm at with it. It's like she's not gonna be receptive to really anything that he does. That's just where I'm at with it.
Bro.
Oh my gosh. Like, and we're not even gonna spend any more time on that topic. That's where she was with that. Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene, Henry and Christina go salsa dancing, and Henry's opening up.
Good job, Henry.
He's getting his rhythm together. They're getting a little more closer.
Touching him on the face.
I know. I'm digging the fact that they're less awkward. Like, they're getting...
He is getting more confident, and he just, didn't give up, didn't quit. He just kept going. It's, really nice to see. I'd love to continue doing this with him. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yes. Look at that. A lot better. Good job.
Awkward. Like, they're getting it, and I'm excited to see them get it.
Yeah, but wait till she has a stressful moment without that ADD medication.
Let's be positive.
She's gonna lose it.
He can't be positive for 2 minutes, y'all. 2 minutes, he can't be positive.
I can't.
So I'm happy for them. But let's just see how long it lasts. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm with the shits.
Apparently he is. Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene, Karen and Miles are out at grocery shopping, and he tries to poke fun with her, saying that she has layers and she doesn't talk about her emotions. And then I feel like she kind of went in for the jab, well, why are you so open and easily ready to talk about your emotions? Like, I'm not used to that. Like, I don't know what to do with that. And I was like, good gosh. Like, that's pretty...
I'm not emotional. I mean, I don't talk about my emotions well. I can talk about it all day, but my feelings.
Why can't you talk about it so easily? Like, I've never met a guy so, open.
With his feelings?
Yeah. It
How it make you feel?
throws me off. I do typically like a very masculine male. I'm not used to a guy being so let me throw all my feelings at you. Is that something that I can get comfortable with? Will we be able to meet each other's expectations of a marriage and still be happy?
A big reason people choose to get married at first sight is because what they were doing in the past wasn't working for them. For some couples, it can be hard to let go of their preconceived notions of how their spouse is supposed to behave. They could be sabotaging their shot at falling in love.
That's pretty hard. Why are you making
How do you know?
How do I know what?
That she's being harsh. How do you know how you would react to that?
I don't think I would say to the person, why do you want to readily spill all your emotions. No, I wouldn't. I would not. Then you don't.
You would make reference when you got mad.
No. I wouldn't. What would I make reference to? That you like to talk about your emotions all the time?
Yes. You've called me a bitch and I don't share nothing.
I just think she didn't have to take the man out in the wine aisle the way she did. Like she...
Ricky!
she stuck him real good. It's like, good gosh. Like, okay. I'm off my soapbox about it. I just felt like she was a little bit mean. And to say I don't know what to do with it. I like it, but I just don't know what to do with it.
She don't like him.
She don't. And I think we done said this like 12 times
Since
in this episode.
Episode 1 when she said before they got married, I don't like him.
He's not my type.
Cries a lot on his Instagram.
He's very emotional. She did say all these things, and here we are, episode 9 saying the same thing. So, in efforts of not being redundant, let's move on to the next scene. Yeah. Next, Amani and Woody are having dinner, and Woody starts checking out Amani's outfit or her leggings and starts saying how her leggings are tempting him. And she was like, you know, if I had on a burqa, you would be tempted. This fool totally hears if I have on a burger and goes completely left with the conversation.
He ain't gonna left you.
What's that? Those are the signs?
It's just a little sneak peek.
On the tempt of my flesh, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Flesh easily tempted, bitch. I'm telling my flesh, bitch. It's empty, bitch.
I feel like I could have on a burger and you'd be tempted.
Well, I guess I'm about to get the mayonnaise and the mustard and the cheese and the bacon. Sop the burger up.
Burger.
What is a burger?
I am
I
dumb.
thought you said burger the whole time.
He thought I was talking about a burger. A burger? How do you wear a burger?
I didn't know what was happening. I'm gonna take it off.
He ain't gonna left. He went right for the what he thought he heard.
He had no idea what
Pickles,
she said.
tomatoes,
mayonnaise. He's like,
lettuce.
Whatever it is, I'm gonna take it off.
Take it.
Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I didn't know. I'm just taking it off. Like, what? He is a fool, and you can tell she was like crying, laughing in that scene. It was hilarious. I just love their natural vibe between them. I honestly feel like they are my favorite couple to watch on this show, and I have a good feeling that they may make it. They gonna make it. That's my prediction. Your prediction is no? Oh my gosh. We shall see. Let's move on to the final scenes of this episode. Final scenes of this episode. Karen and Miles are back from grocery shopping. They're at the house, and Miles brings up the topic of intimacy and wants to talk about it with Karen. Karen was not here for it, and he thought he'd make a joke and go and write on the fridge, on the calendar, and say, this is the day I'm gonna have sex with my wife.
And she flips out.
We can put it on the calendar. No, we're not going that. We ain't going that far. Going that far. We can put it on the
What you mean
off
we're not
day.
going that far?
We can put it right there.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna put it right there.
What are you putting it right there?
Sex with my wife.
He literally put sex with my spouse. It was a stupid, childish moment. It makes me feel disrespected
and she flips out over dramatic.
She really got really in her feelings, and it was clear it was a joke. Like, he was making a joke, slightly joking, you know, but of course wanting to kind of, you know, bring the issue up. And she started to say in the next scenes of next week's episode, she says that she feels unsafe in her home and disrespected in her home.
I would have got up and walked away. She would have never talked to me again.
I feel like that's dramatic.
Dumb stuff like that. Like, you so stupid. We sitting here as an adult married couple trying to have a conversation. An adult conversation about sex, and you can't do that. I would have left then.
Right.
She's a child.
Yeah, I mean, to use the words unsafe in your own home.
Now I know why you was with him for 9 years. He cheated on you all the time.
Well, he had a whole baby on her, the last person. So I just feel like, gosh, like you taking it way too far. Like he was clearly joking. He didn't tug at your clothes and drag you through the hallways like I did Tina. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. What's love got to do with
the
it?
Song, the way I wrote it for you.
So it's like he didn't do anything to you. He just had conversation and he had written it on the
conversation.
On the calendar.
He disrespected me. If that's disrespect,
she don't know disrespect.
Yeah, she wouldn't make it in this house.
Or unsafeness, if that's a word. Is it? No. Listen.
Fear?
Yeah. Okay. Fear. Let's go.
What do you know about fear? Wait a minute.
I don't know anything about it. Like, I never felt unsafe in my home or, so I just think that she went too far. Too far.
That's right.
Next
Tell
week's
people
episode.
Again you never felt unsafe.
I've never felt unsafe in this home.
Be more convincing.
Wink 3 times if you need help.
Anybody unsafe as me, I'm telling y'all.
Oh my God. So, yeah, next week's episode, you will see where she starts to go into that she feels disrespected and unsafe. So stay tuned for next week's episode. And as far as episode 9, that's it.
That's it?
That's it for episode 9. So what do you guys think about episode 9? We are pretty much, I think, 3/4 of the way through this season. So who do you think is going to make it? Who do you think ain't going to make it? What are your thoughts about tonight's episode? We want to hear from you. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, support our channel. We're so thankful that you guys are here and watching with us. And don't forget to enter our giveaway. It closes this Saturday. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We love you guys for watching.
Peace.
See you in the next episode. Bye, you guys.